Good morning, everybody. Today is the day of my surgery. I'm gonna look my best for this surgery.
Wow.
I am both terrified and nervous and scared and also kind of excited because this has been a long time coming.
So and then they started strapping me to a table and I said, I'm still here.
But I'm sure a lot of y'all are probably like, Brooklyn, what is going on? Can you explain to us what this video is about? Let me explain all of the backstory of how we got to today. Last year, in January, I found a lump in my vaginal canal and I freaked out. Obviously, anytime you find a lump, it's a little scary. But it took 7 doctors and many hospital visits and doctor's appointments and over a month before anyone could figure out what it was. And turns out it's something called a skenes gland cyst, which is incredibly rare, which is why it took so long to get it diagnosed. What happened was I had to find a specialized surgeon in Dallas who can remove skenes gland cysts. I scheduled a surgery date, but the soonest he could get me in was after my trip to the Everest base camp. So I got home from Everest base camp, I went in to have the surgery, they put me under, and the cyst had disappeared.
There was nothing there.
Nope.
Poof.
2 months.
It's gone.
I left the hospital having had nothing done to me, just got put under. And I was really disappointed because I was hoping that they could just get rid of the cyst forever. But I considered that just a sign that I needed to take advantage of a healthy reproductive system, and I decided to get pregnant, which I literally got pregnant weeks later with my now son, Archer, who I had in January. In my 3rd trimester with my son in December, the cyst came back and I immediately booked a surgery. I did give birth to my son with the cyst, but the cyst, it's not painful, but it's definitely in a position where it's annoying for me to like wear tampons. Sex is a little painful and that's not fun. So it's time to get rid of this thing once and for all. But obviously having done it last year and literally having had this exact surgery last year, only it failed, I am really nervous for today. I'm hoping that everything goes really smoothly and that they can just get rid of the cyst and that it's gonna be totally fine. One of the things they told me on like my surgery prep was that I couldn't wear contacts. I wasn't allowed to wear any perfume or lotions or makeup, and I am supposed to take out all of my jewelry. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do, is take out all my jewelry before I go to the hospital. This is my outfit. I wore it because it's super comfy and also it's a really good color on me. So even though I don't have makeup on and stuff, I still feel like I look like okay because I've got these really cute sweats on. I'll link them. I'm just gonna pack a hospital bag now just in case they need to keep me overnight for some reason. I feel like once I get out of surgery, I'm gonna want something that's a little bit easier to put on than this. These are my postpartum pajamas. I'm gonna pack obviously some underwear. I'm literally stealing my husband's underwear because they're so loose and easy to put on. I'm packing a couple of my postpartum diapers because I'm assuming after giving me stitches I might be bleeding for a little while. Pretty sure the hospital will send me home with some. Just play it safe, I'm gonna pack these. A couple other things I think I'm gonna pack are like my toothbrush, a face wash, some deodorant, my Kindle, pair of socks, and my slippers. And I think that's all I'm going to pack. Just a nice like little just in case overnight hospital bag. I decided to wear my bad bitch socks. That way I have some encouragement when I'm at the hospital. They're probably going to make me put on the like grippy socks that you actually have to wear at the hospital, but until then, I'm giving myself a little encouragement. The downside to this surgery is I just barely hit 12 weeks last month, recovering from postpartum and bleeding and all the things from a vaginal delivery, and now I'm having a vaginal surgery where I have another 6-week recovery, which I'm not thrilled about. 6 weeks of no swimming, 6 weeks of no exercise, 6 weeks of no sex. I'm a little bummed by that, but health is the priority, and I just want to get myself in tip-top shape for the rest of the summer. Okay, like I said, one of the things they want me to do is take all of my jewelry off. I just barely got my 3rd earrings pierced. I guess they're not gonna close in 24 hours. Still, like, you're not supposed to mess with them, and I'm worried they're gonna like get infected or something from me taking these earrings out. It's surgery, so I've got to take them out. I never take this cartilage piercing out. This is gonna kinda, I know these 3rd ones are gonna hurt taking them out because they're such newly pierced earrings. I'm wearing Dakota's birthstone and Archer's birthstone. I replaced my birthstone with some hoops because I liked the look of a hoop better, and really the ones that I wanted the most were Dakota and Archer's birthstones. Whew, that one was easy. The question is if I can get them back in. I really hope they don't close up. That would suck. I just got those pierced. Oh, that one hurt. How do we take out this cartilage for me? There we go. Oh my gosh, guys, I feel naked. I'm gonna keep my Aura ring on until they take me back in surgery so I can get my steps and stuff in. The other thing about surgery is they told me I couldn't eat anything after 11 p.m. the day before my surgery, and that I could only have 20 ounces of water or clear Gatorade. So I've had no water so far. I'm gonna get some Gatorade. That way I can do like 10 ounces of Gatorade, 10 ounces of water, just because I think Gatorade's gonna give me a little bit more energy with the electrolytes. Clear Gatorade, I think this is 28 ounces, which I can only have 20 ounces. I'm probably gonna drink like that much of it and then alternate with my water so that I'm getting a little bit of both. I have to stop 2 hours before my surgery, which is in 2 hours. And I'm taking advantage of every ounce because I'm breastfeeding, and I'm absolutely famished because I'm breastfeeding. And if you are a breastfeeding mom, you know that you get so hungry when you breastfeed. So I'm taking advantage of all 20 ounces of liquid they're giving me for the next 2 hours. Part of the surgery obviously is dropping Archer off with Mimi and Papa, and they absolutely love watching him. They're thrilled that they get him all day. But that's what we're doing right now, is dropping him off at their house, visiting for like 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna breastfeed him one more time before we head to the hospital. All right, we dropped Archer off. So freaking hungry. I'm literally, Dakota's like, how many cheeseburgers do you want when we get out of surgery? That's the worst part about this, honestly. It's the anticipation and the not eating food.
We talk about how cute you look in those glasses.
Dakota's obsessed with my glasses, guys. We are headed to the hospital. It's about a 45-minute drive, and then we're gonna check in officially for the surgery. Just got to the hospital. We're headed upstairs to do the check-in process. I'm so hungry. Also, I'm getting more nervous.
I told her to read her Kindle.
Yeah, he said read your Kindle to distract yourself. All right, we checked in. They gave Dakota this list. I guess it's just like I have a patient number, and he just has to look for my number and then see what color it is, so he knows where I'm at and what's happening behind the scenes. All right, I have a wristband, guys. It's official. All right, y'all, I'm back in the neon yellow gown. It sucks. And I have to wear a hairnet, obviously. So I'm gonna look my best for this surgery.
Wow. Let's see a full 360.
No. Nice try. I was telling him I needed a pump right before, and she was like, oh, that's a great idea. Good news, I don't have to have antibiotics after the surgery. So I was a little worried about nursing Archer with antibiotics, but I don't have to have any. That's a good news, because I was a little stressed about being a nursing mom and having the surgery. They came in and put an IV in. Now we're just hanging out. They said they're running ahead of schedule. Thank goodness, because I'm so hungry. So I think they're gonna get me in like maybe in 30, 40 minutes. We're just hanging out, working, waiting for them to take me back. They gave me like a 20-30 minute warning, so we're pumping. I wanted to pump right before we went in, that way so I wasn't gonna, be hurting when I got out. The doctor just came and visited me. He gave me like a rundown of the procedure, said it was gonna be really easy, and that it would only take like an hour and a half maybe. From start to finish, it should only be like 2 hours. And I can't wait, because like I keep saying, I am so hungry. Can't wait to be done with all of this and eat something.
Ready?
Yeah.
I think it's go time.
Yeah, it's go time. I've had like 6 doctors come in. They're gonna give me a little shot of something, and I'm gonna go whoop.
It's gonna be a good sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, you did it.
I like can't focus at all. Gotta get the anesthesia to wear off. I can eat. I'm so dang hungry.
What is that, lemonade?
Water. Water. My baby.
You miss your baby. I bet he misses you. How you feeling?
Dizzy and sore.
Dizzy?
I ended up with a catheter, which I didn't want.
I know, but it's only for a few days.
They say the longer you have a catheter, the harder it is to pee like normal.
You're a champ, though. What happened when you went in the other room?
I remembered everything. So and then they started strapping me to a table, and I said, I'm still here. When do I get not here?
You didn't want to watch them?
Hell no. I wanted to be out. Last time they gave it to me, I couldn't remember anything past the hallway. This time,
You remember going in the surgery
the
room?
nurses were too short to unlock the surgery door. Then they had to move me to the table. Then I still just sat there and remember. I was like, I'm very coherent. I don't want to be coherent. So they gave me some more medicine, more than I think they anticipated they would need to give me.
You're feeling it?
Yeah,
We'll be able to go get you some food.
I'm hungry.
I know, I promise you I'll get you 10 cheeseburgers. You want 10 of them?
I think I want to go to sleep.
You wanna go to sleep? You wanna go home? Now go snuggle Archer.
Hello. Coda brought me flowers. They're letting me drink water and eat pudding. I'm very sore. Before I went back from my surgery, the doctor told me that it's really rare for these cysts to interact with your urethra. And so he just anticipated that I would be able to just have a few stitches and be fine. Of course, my cyst interacted with my urethra, which means they're sending me home with a catheter. So I have a pee bag attached to my leg for 5 days. And they want me to take it out myself at home. I am not super thrilled about this because the one thing I didn't want was a catheter. Not the news I was looking for, but at least the cyst is gone.
Alright, that's what they sent you home with.
A catheter. I feel like an old lady. This is what it looks like on my leg. Because it's all connected up. Literally, I pee through it.
This is on my side of the bed tonight.
Yeah, I had to switch Dakota's sides of the bed because the catheter is on my right side and I sleep on the left side of the bed, so it was getting all twisted up, and Dakota's not a fan of sleeping on my side.
It's okay.
So,
She just tried stealing my pillow, is all.
that is true.
She's like, does your pillow come with your
I
side?
asked, yeah, if the pillow came with the side of the bed. So I feel like I can't move with this stupid catheter in. I'm having a kind of a hard time with it. The actual like incision site where they stitched me doesn't really hurt. It's the catheter that's driving me nuts. Can't freaking wait till Monday. It's 5 days with the catheter, which I'm just so ugh. 5 days with the catheter, and then hopefully I start feeling better
But
when
guess
it's
what?
gone.
You did it.
But it's over.
Good job, baby. Proud of you.
That ends my surgery video. Probably gonna just be in this exact position for a few days, just laying in bed, trying to heal. Hopefully, it's the last and final time I have to have this cyst removed. But thanks for watching the video, and we will see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.